look at what's happening today. XRP support was added by a major Japanese exchange. We've been having a lot of bullish things going on in Japan, haven't we? SBI has been doing bullish things in Japan. Ripple has been doing bullish things in Japan. Oh yeah, it's starting to heat up in Japan. Now notice, every single time we have all this bullish news coming out, day after day, week after week, right? Here comes the distraction. They can't let you get too bullish. Now you do what you want. It's not financial advice, all right? I'm not a financial advisor, but they can't have you getting too bullish. I noticed, pay attention to the pattern. Bullish, bullish, bullish. And then here comes out of nowhere. Here comes the manipulation. Because really, like I said, you look at a lot of the data that's coming out, it's nothing new. That data has been priced in long ago, but they'll use it as a smokescreen to distract everybody and shake up who they can shake up, panic who they can panic. But that doesn't work over here because we see what's happening. Yeah, we're not easily distracted. We see the truth. XRP support added by major Japanese exchange. A place where they say, well, the head of SBI, one of the representatives, not the head, but I think it was the head. Wasn't it Yoshitaka Kitao that said that individual believed that Japan would run on XRP? That's not the only bullish thing we have today either. Just wait until the other articles. It says, in a recent tweet, Japanese cryptocurrency exchange CoinCheck announced the listing of the 7th largest digital currency, XRP. It's my humble belief that in the future, XRP will be moving right on up that list right there. Aside from that, the platform is listing 5 other cryptocurrencies: ETH, Shiba Inu, NEM, what the heck is a NEM, IOST, and Engine Coin. I have heard of Engine Coin before. The first X post announcing the upcoming listing of these digital assets was published by the platform on August the 30th. CoinCheck holds 48th place on the CoinMarketCap list of crypto exchanges worldwide. It's the location. It's the place. It's why it begs the question, why is all of this happening around Japan? But then again, we'd have to also take into account, why is everything happening in Hong Kong with China? Why are all of these things happening in the UK? Why are all these positive things happening in the US and there's something suspicious going on in the US? Are you witnessing it? You're seeing what's going on here? Listen, we can't get around the facts. Crypto is moving forward. Crypto as a whole is insanely bullish, but they're throwing the distractions out there. All this price fluctuations, that's nothing we haven't seen before. We've seen it all before, but they know. Some people get an adrenaline spike out of this. They know some people are going to react to this like it's the first time. Oh no, the world is falling. It's about distraction. And while they're distracted, what did those articles say the other day? While everybody was selling, the pros said that the high money people were buying. They deliberately brought down the prices, manipulating the market, manipulating the media, manipulating how one can interpret data. Economic data. That, like I said, is nothing new to us. They manipulate all of that so they can continue to get in position. We discussed this before. We saw this coming. We called it. I said there's going to be turbulence. There's going to be volatility. The fourth quarter is a range of months. We shall see if the experts are right. And usually, if we're going by the Bitcoin pattern, the fourth quarter, it starts to heat up towards the end of the fourth quarter. I mean, we shall see. It doesn't mean things have to happen. There's no guarantees in life, but you knew that when you woke up. When you went out to your job, you knew there was no guarantee in anything. That you making it home, us waking up in the morning. We live a very, very non-guaranteed life, for lack of a better word. So it's nothing new to us. But look at this. This XRP listing comes after the major Ripple win in court. I'm glad. Article writer, good job. Why is all this happening after the court case? But some people are still in denial that we're still in the building phases. But we had a non-banking financial institutional, a large representative of a large organization tell people, wait a minute, we're still building. Wait a minute. And then we had the federal representative, remember recently, who said, give us time. If the Federal Reserve is saying, give us time, and that was at the same time he was talking about the private sector leading the way, That means it's going to take time. That means it doesn't matter who's out there at their job, at their desk, sitting on their couch, typing in the comment section. It's not going to change that. It's going to take time. It's not going to happen as fast as you want it to. This is not a meme coin. It's not a regular coin. These aren't regular projects. These are systems that are going to change the world. Like he said, it's going to take some time. Now, wait. This is not the only thing that's happening. Wait a minute here. Look at this. Look at this. What's happening here? Ripple CEO predicts SEC chair Gary Gensler's exit, no matter who wins the election. Really? You know what's interesting about this is that, firstly, he's not the first one to say that. A lot of professionals who don't have a huge platform like Brad Garlinghouse, they don't. But following historical trends in politics is what they do. They spoke about this earlier this year, said Gensler is most likely on his way out. Remember, we covered it? But see, their voices don't get heard because they're not popular. I hate that about certain things. People who are the best of the best typically don't get heard because they don't have a huge platform. But it is what it is. But he's not the first to say that. But wait, as I look into the history of Gary Gensler and how he began, you remember when he was all pro crypto? This is before. We were here before he took over the SEC. Remember that? Just a little bit before. And he was so pro crypto and loved crypto. And then when he came in, his tune changed. All of a sudden, he was against crypto, and it was a problem. Now, it's just my humble opinion. Typically, when that happens, money is involved. Money, moolah, clams, greenbacks. Yeah. I think it's highly possible they always meant to get rid of him at some point. They meant to use him for a purpose. His purpose has been served, and now they're going to cast him away. I think that's why so many people can say for sure that no matter who wins, he's out of there. That's not typical. Typically, there's certain parties where they'll keep their people on who have been pushing their status quo, and then the other side will get rid of them. This time around, it's like whoever wins, he's out of there. Now, you got to understand, Gary Gensler has been through certain things in his life that I believe caused him to have a lot of trauma. He carries a lot of trauma with him. Look at his history. You're going to know what I'm talking about. Sometimes when people have trauma, they lose all of their morals. I believe it would be quite easy for people to come to him with a large amount of capital. Remember, he was just a professor. Right? And he takes the money. This is just my humble opinion. It's like bait. I think he bit the bait. I think they set him up. I do. And because he was willing to compromise himself, he sold himself out. I mean, hey, listen, I don't feel sorry for the man at all. Bad for him. I'm just analyzing the situation. I think he took the bait, and I think they're going to cast him away. He served his purpose. He bit the bait. They're going to fricassee him now. He's done for. He's cooked. It's over. So, I mean, we will see. We will see. But I believe on the inside, this is known because now they want to unleash crypto. So now you see them trying to pass legislation all across the world. Why now? Because the big companies are almost in position. That's why. That's the catalyst, right? So now, not only with passing legislation, you got to get rid of those people who were going against crypto to suppress it so you could get in position. He's one of them. He's just one of many. Watch global politics and watch how many of these different individuals who led the march against crypto are going to be ousted from their positions over the next year or two as the big companies get ready for that flip of the switch moment. Across crypto, by the way, when I say flip of the switch, it means many different things. Right here, it means going mainstream, mass adoption, mainstream media push, flood of capital coming in. There's nothing right now that stops that flood of capital coming in from all the top coins. This is what people don't want to, they don't want to say this. All those top coins are looking really, really healthy, really good. Pricing right now, be damned. That doesn't mean anything. We know that. Markets can go down today and in 3-4 days, they'll be popping back up again. And people will be happy again, singing the praises to the sky and shooting some money over to meme coins, etc. Celebrating once again. These things happen overnight. In the twinkling of an eye. But wait, that's not all. This is not it. Those first two articles, I know you're like, Mick, there's a lot of stuff happening right now. I know. It's getting exciting for the news, isn't it? But wait, that's not it. You have all of this going on, and then you have this. Are you not entertained? Here we go. I have to absorb every little bit of this before crypto gets, crypto news gets boring again. You got to hunt down the news again. Now there's news everywhere. So I'm absorbing this. I'm enjoying every little bit of this while I can. I tell you. Look at this. Russia's largest bank to start offering customers CBDC in 2025. We all know why they're pushing really hard. They're pushing hard. Pay close attention. The other day, we're reading about how hard Hong Kong is pushing, right? We got Japan pushing. We had Ripple. We had an article the other day. Ripple's pushing in that South Asia region. Things are heating up fast. They want this system up and running right now. It's not going to happen right now, but you know what I mean. They want this up and running very quickly. You see, being a detective, we have to break down every little bit of information, look at all the details that others don't see. That's the difference between a detective and everyone else. There's investigators, sure. But there's a divider. I'm telling you right now, there's a divider. Investigators, they might miss a thing or two. Detectives going to we're up those late nights and we're looking at the case. We're trying to see what someone else did not see. The little things, folks. Listen, you're a detective now. It is what it is. You've become a detective now. So what we do here, a researcher, you're a detective now. Welcome to the club. We're trying to see those little things. You have to think outside the box. How's it feel to be a detective? Russia's largest bank. They're going to be siloed. They're going to be disconnected. But they have to connect with China. Who's going to connect them? Wait, Ripple has a CBDC platform with Hong Kong Monetary Authority. But wait, somebody may say, what about Enbridge? Wait, did you watch that last members only video? Go to the last chapter. Last chapter of that members only video. Watch that whole chapter. You'll hear all my thoughts on Enbridge. But wait, Enbridge is going to need something to connect to it and is literally designed to connect to other systems. It's not to be a be all end all, which means what are the connector pieces? You mean like XRP, XLM? Heavy in that region, heavy. Designed for interoperability. They're going to need interoperability. That's the beauty of all these systems. They're going to need interoperability. Wait a minute. So Russia's going to be siloed, but needs to connect to China's systems. They're all BRICS nations. Those two are going to need to connect to India. However, we covered an article in one of the most recent videos that literally they exposed themselves. They told on themselves. They said, wait, we're not going to be able to deploy the one BRICS currency just yet. So they're going to do exactly what I said for years was going to happen. They're going to start with local digital currencies. And local digital currencies mean that they're going to need to be connected. They're not one system. We win. If they start launching local digital currencies, theoretically speaking, they're going to need connector pieces everywhere. Do you understand the type of flow we're talking about? You understand the type of money? Sorry, a little spittle may have come out. I'm a person like you. My apologies, folks. But that type of flow globally, and this is why there's a rush right now for all these utility companies to establish themselves. Utility coin companies to establish themselves in the United States. But wait, what did the federal guy say? Oh, that video was so good. Did you see that video? It's one of those videos recently that did really well. And I'm glad it did because he told a lot. He said that he was talking about a private sector entity that had 600 banks. That was one of the ones he was excited about. Who is that? Who's that? He couldn't name names. He spoke, and he probably shouldn't have. He said too much. But we already caught him. He was on camera. Could it be Ripple? They said Ripple had 300 to 400 banks. 2-3 years ago. Is it far-fetched to think they have 600? Whoever it was, he was talking about. The private sector entity, he said that should lead, that they should connect to when he was talking about India. Whoever they are is in the driver's seat. And if that happens to be Ripple or any of these bank coin companies, when that information comes out, it's going to shock the world. Period. It is. You see how easily these people are shaken up and shocked anyway. It's going to shock the world, 100%. That's what they're waiting on. The people are waiting on a big announcement. Yeah. Something they haven't heard of before. They need something new and fresh. You and I both know that. And then they react, for sure. But India, China, Russia, now you have Russia announcing this. We had some announcements from India recently. They're all getting ready for the launch of the new financial system. Now, I don't know when it's going to happen. I don't have a crystal ball. I don't work for these people. Just like with Bitcoin, I don't know when Bitcoin is going to go off. I'm just a researcher who's giving my opinion on the facts. I'm giving my thoughts on the facts that are at hand. Big companies are now in, and they're still getting in position. That's what a lot of this is. You saw the spike in Bitcoin. Bitcoin went down, and then it spiked up. You saw what happened. Who do you think is buying all of that? Right? They've been reporting on it. It's just nobody wants to talk about that because they don't want to come to the realization that we were right. The big companies have taken over crypto. It's over for all that retail and DeFi. It's over. No, it's going to be controlled. It's already being manipulated. It's already being controlled. That's a fact. They can bring down those prices anytime they want. There's nothing anybody can do about it because retail doesn't control everything anymore. Just like you take that information that BlackRock recently passed grayscale. It's just a sign of the legacy system's domination of crypto that was coming. It was always going to happen unless the people had stuck together and really, banded together to control crypto. But that didn't happen. What are you going to do? We have to say what actually is. So you have Russia's banking giant Esper Bank plans to start operations within the country's central bank digital currency, also known as the digital ruble. And we know, at least we've heard that there's some love for the XRPL in Russia. I mean, hey, look into it for yourself. All right. Now, wait, let's go here. We have some more. I probably won't get through all these articles today. We have a little bit of Bitcoin news, a little bit of Flare news. Oh, yeah, Flare. I can't wait for Flare to launch all of these beautiful things they have going on. That's just how I feel. You don't have to feel that way. I'm looking forward to Flare and Songbird. Yeah, both the bird and the Flare. But we'll get to that in a moment. This article right here is titled. Wait, what is it titled? I got to scroll down to see what it's titled, but Bitcoin forms first ever golden cross in history that could trigger new all-time high. And this is what the people don't get. Nothing that's happening right now changes the bullishness of Bitcoin. You can't do it. Why? Because the companies don't care about a recession or depression. The companies are going to force that money to be made. They've done it before. They'll do it again. The companies know good advertising will make the people who are desperate for money put their money into a pot because they need the money. Harsh times make people need money more. It's just the companies know you just have to make the offer sound delicious enough, and then the money's still going to come. None of these conditions mean anything to the companies except for they could use it as a guise to bring the price down so they can buy more. That's the only difference made here. The trajectory of Bitcoin does not change. It remains super bullish. This is why you keep hearing companies, no matter what the information is coming out, they're still having a bullish prediction. Right. You got to question that. Crypto analyst, Titan of Crypto, I like that name, has highlighted an indicator that paints an ultra bullish picture for Bitcoin. Based on this, the flagship crypto could be set to reach its current all-time high and even surpass it. I agree with that also, but not based on the chart. I agree with that based on when the companies are ready to really push Bitcoin. That's a major catalyst. You start hearing about them buying up the Bitcoin, prices start going up, selling pressure goes down, which means they're done manipulating the market. Just my humble opinion. You start to hear Bitcoin talked about positively in the mainstream news and with these so-called influencers, right? Because let's get that straight. A lot of influencers are controlled just like mainstream media. Just is what it is. That's why they're called influencers, right? They start talking positively about it. That's when you know, wait a minute, something's going on here. And the companies control when that happens. There's no powerful entity ever anywhere throughout history that's going to allow nature to control what's going on if that's not absolutely necessary. It's not. Powerful entities are all about power and control. They're going to control conditions as much as possible. I hate to break it to you, but it's that way. It is. So yeah, this is 100%. All these markets are 100% controlled as of now. Crypto wasn't at one time, but now they're getting in position, and more each day it's getting controlled. So now, just my humble opinion. You could disagree with that. I'm not going to argue with you. I don't gain anything from that. I want you to have your own thoughts. It's a beautiful world that we're all different. I don't want everyone to be the same. I don't want everyone to think like me. I love that people are different. I like to listen to people. I'm more of a listener than anything. Like in person here, I have a channel, so I have to talk. But in life, like I sit down and listen to you. You could think completely different from me. And I'm interested to hear what you have to say and why you think the way you think. Yeah. With no interruption. Why not? I like to learn. Anyway, it says here, he elaborated that the golden cross between the 100-day and 200-day moving averages is unfolding, noting that the crypto market has never witnessed this before. A lot of things are happening these days that we have never seen before. There's a golden age coming. In my humble opinion, you don't have to feel the same. There's a golden age coming. There's an explosion coming. They can't stop it. Nobody can stop it. No delusion can stop it. Bitcoin, boom. XRP, boom. A lot of other bank coins, there's too many to list. Boom, boom, boom. That's real as of now, unless there's a catalyst that comes in. There has to be a true black swan that comes in. Right now, these are minor, just meant to move the markets just a little bit enough for certain entities to get in position. This is what we've been seeing, what we've been reading from the real analytics companies. All right, now let's end off here with Flare. We can do a little bit of Flare. I had 3 more articles, but we'll get to that another time. Let's do a little bit of Flare here. So this article is titled, Flare Labs CEO says smart contracts on XRP ledger will make FXRP even better. Listen, I want to put this to the side for a moment. I just want to say this. Did you see that now they got the Bitcoin, Bitcoin, FBTC, something like that? I don't care what it's called. They're beginning the testing with the Bitcoin. That Flare, you must be listening to old Alphaneme. That's what I wanted, Flare. I want all that Bitcoin value on Flare. I want all that Bitcoin value flowing across Songbird. How many Songbird do they have to sacrifice in order to mint 1 Bitcoin? Isn't it a lot? Right? That's what I want. I'm here to make some money. I'm not here to fall in love with your protocol or your chain. You're doing a good job. Do a good job. But, hey, if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But they're starting the testing on Bitcoin. Now, that's what I was looking for. The XRP is great, sure. But you already, that's great. Let's get that other stuff flowing on Songbird and Flare and get it tested. So we can, maybe, hopefully, not financial advice, that price can explode. That's what I'm here for. Flare Labs CEO believes the XRP ledger welcoming native smart contracts will bolster the functionality of XRP-based F assets. As Ripple moves forward with plans to introduce smart contracts to the XRP ledger, concerns have arisen. Why? I thought it was very clear that it should just be like a simple upgrade. If they want, if the let's say the smart contract, however they formed them is a little bit different than what Flare is using, a small upgrade should be able to integrate that into whatever Flare is doing. So theoretically, that should make things easier. That's what I was trying to say yesterday. I didn't know if I said that eloquently or not. Maybe I'm wrong. I could be 100% wrong. I'm not a developer. Not an expert at these things, but just using logic, I thought that would be the case. But let's see. It says Flare's F assets and smart contracts on XRPL for the uninitiated. F assets looks to bring smart contract capabilities to assets that do not natively support them. Then they go into FXRP, BTC, Doge, and Litecoin. Notably, the project operates by minting versions of these tokens on the Flare network. That we know. Come on now. Originally, F Assets project takes advantage of the lack of native smart contracts functionality on a blockchain. All right. I'm trying to get to the crux of this. My apologies, folks. Now, with Ripple's recent focus on adding smart contract functionality to the XRPL, some in the community believe, all right, I see the negatives there. I don't know why they would think negative of that, though. I don't understand that. And there's enough business to go around. Do people understand how big the globe is? All these different businesses. One can't do it all. It says here, addressing these concerns, Hugo Fillion, co-founder of Flare Networks and CEO of Flare Labs, reassured the community that the introduction of smart contracts on the XRPL would not diminish the value of FXRP. I wouldn't think so, because another thing with FXRP, aren't you earning Flare? Something like when you delegate, when you stake or something like that, or you hold it, there's like a bunch of different ways to earn money, right? So that's unique. People are going to use Flare just because they want to earn money. And then all the lending and all that they're going to be doing, I think, as well. There's a lot of different ways to earn. And that's what I think they're really going to push with Flare. Hey, come over to us. You can earn money, value in a lot of different ways easily with the whole like Bifrost wallet. They just keep on upgrading that, right? Smart contracts on the XRPL would make FXRP even better. This would make it even easier for FXRP to come. I thought so. I thought so. Like, I don't know. I was just thinking about how other chains have done things and just thinking about that. If I'm remembering correctly, I'm like, wouldn't this theoretically make it a little easier? And I was like, well, maybe I could be wrong, but I think I'm right. He says, this would make it easier for XRP to come and be used with all other assets on Flare, coming from other ecosystems such as FBTC and bridge assets through Stargate. All right, he doesn't elaborate too much. I was hoping he would, but that's good enough for me, right? So now that you have that information, what are you going to do with it? I know what I'm going to do with it. So until next time, everybody, let's get to the money.